Beautiful hands, I say. She doesn't answer me. I conjure you out of the single fact that you once lived, and the living was done for the most part here, in this city, New York, where I am living for the term of a fellowship at the Cullman Center in the New York Public Library, NYPL. I didn't come to write about you, but somewhere along the line, out of casual curiosity, I start in on you, Ellen O'Hara. And once I do, I'm hooked. My mother knew you when she was a child, before she left to live in Ireland. You were in her stories, and the way she told them left me in no doubt that she loved you best of all. I have no concrete evidence, no photograph, diary, letter, document, no object I know for sure passed through your hands. There was a life, the fact of it, the second-hand memories of it, and that's what I have to work with. A lot slips through a life. Clothes, money, habits, health, friends, family, homes and countries. The songs you hummed, the hats you chose, your accent and voice, your handwriting, the shape of the body you lived in. What made you laugh? Your life was porous as a piece of muslin, stretched between the side seams of the facts of birth and death. At NYPL, so much of the knowledge of the world is mine to call up, to have, literally, brought to my door. I can ask questions, and if they're practical questions, the answer will ring clear and true. But a life is more than practical questions with their fixed and adequate answers. A life is a miasma of what can be explained and understood, and what really can't. My job in this, it seems clear to me, is to find a way to answer for what is known and what is not. To do so, I will need to guardrail prose, but I will also need language that cross-stitches and embroiders itself, the way poetry often does. There will be fact and doubt and speculation. There will be imagining. And there will be a story that skeins between two chairs that face each other in this room for you and I to occupy. I'm going to tell you your life, and you're going to help me, Ellen O'Hara, of whom I am a sort of thin-veined proof. I start with a name and a place. Ellen O'Hara from Aclair in County Sligo. The only thing I can be certain of is that in the third quarter of the 19th century in rural Sligo, there's no way you were not baptised. 2 hours and 13 minutes of searching through the handwritten baptism register for Kilmactyghe, 1845 to 80, and there you are, Ellen O'Hara, daughter of Austin O'Hara and Anne Walsh, baptised on May 6, 1862. Place of residence, Glenavoo, a townland close to the village of Aclair, which is sometimes written as Glenawoo, one consonant halving and doubling itself as though it were the moon. 11 other children were born after you, the last being Sarah, Sally, born in 1885, by which time you'll have been gone for 3 years. There you are, 12 siblings, your heads popping up in various places, parish registers for baptisms and marriages, passenger and immigration records, the US Census and the Irish one. If you'd wanted to hide, you'd have found it difficult. But why would you hide from me? Why take it on, this story? Why set myself on a trail of scattered research crumbs, no end in sight, maybe no end possible that could account for all these words? You see an orange on a gate pillar in the countryside, you can't help yourself. You're wrapping it in narrative to take away with you. Who gave it to her? Why he did? Why she didn't eat it? And why she decided to leave it just here? Story is company. And so we look for shapes in clouds, so we can hear ourselves give them a name. And so we see bearded faces peer back at us from the heart of the fire, and we say the pattern in the carpet looks uncannily like the profile of someone we used to love one time. From there it is only a very little crossing to the thought that nothing is ever really lost. Because if birds sing the syllables of a name, and a shadow falls where no shadow should be, and words still mean what they did when we wrote them, we cannot be alone. Nor am I. I have whole lives in mine. 2. The Long Shadow. I am trying to look behind you, to what was at your back, to what moulded and decided you and trimmed, as if you were some sort of ghost to be seen clean.